How can you allow yourself to be seen even more by other people, publicly or also in your private relationships? How can you open up even more and show more of your vulnerable side? Many people have experienced in this lifetime or in other lifetimes very difficult situations if they have allowed themselves to really shine their light, to really show the great version of themselves, because other people compared themselves maybe with you and tried to give you the impression that something were not right with you, and it was only to make them feel better, and it had nothing to do with who you truly are. So if we have experienced this in this lifetime or in other lifetimes, then we have learned to dim our light and fit in and not stand out too much, because then we didn't get so much negative feedback, right? But on the other side, it is very, very valuable if you allow yourself to become, what is wrong with my word? To become the greatest version of yourself and to allow yourself to be seen even by more people. Because if you're somebody who's authentic and who is loving and brings light in this world, then it is so valuable for others. And if you allow yourself to shine and to be the greatest version of yourself and to be confident in who you are, no matter what other people are saying to you, then you are an example for others who allow themselves also to shine their light even more, you know. And it is much more important to support the people who also want to shine their light and to also want to show themselves more and to help to develop this place here into this wonderful place that it can be, then to focus on the people who are jealous or who feel uncomfortable with your light. Because in the past, I speak now from my experience, I thought it would somehow benefit other people if I would stay in a smaller role, because I know, okay, then they feel better about themselves, and I wanted to help them to feel better, about themselves. But there are other people I can help them with showing who I truly am, because I know it will empower them to also step up their game and show more of themselves, you know. And it is very important that we allow ourselves to show the greatest version of ourselves, and also to show the small part of ourselves. Not necessarily to everybody, but especially in private relationships. If we have private friendships or relationships where we can really trust somebody, then it is so helpful if we allow these people to see our smaller parts, because the first thing is we accept ourselves more, and we don't think we have to hide anything. If we if we experience that they accept us very much with our small parts. And the second thing is, what was it? I have in mind that it helps the other person as well, because yes, now I remember. Not only is it helping the other person to also show themselves fully and be vulnerable and open with us, but it builds trust in the relationship. And trust is the most important foundation of every relationship. Trust and respect. This is the baseline. If there is no trust and respect, then why even have a friendship, or a relationship? And the more trust and the more openness and the more safety you get in these relationships you build for yourself, the more honesty you bring into this and you get from others, the more safer you feel in your own skin, and the more self-confident you are also on the outside, also if you stand in front of a camera. So I want to encourage you to take steps in the direction to allow yourself to be seen more and more and more, and allow yourself to take small steps into the direction. From my experience, it was not the best thing if I have pushed myself too far into the area where this is not only outside the comfort zone, it was far more than the stretching zone, it was more in the panic zone, and then I was shrinking again, and that was not so helpful. So it's better if we stay in this stretching zone and take one step after another. And there are many helpful tools, like, for example, it is very helpful if you have some sentences that you are saying to yourself that helps you to remember your greater version of yourself and to stretch yourself every day. If you say these sentences in your mind or out loud again and again to yourself, like for me, one sentence, what is very helpful for me is, I allow myself to feel my natural confidence. This is, for example, a sentence that helps me to open up and to allow myself to be the greater version of myself. And you can find other sentences that are feeling true to you and that you can honestly say about yourself that make you feel confident and help you to become the greater version of yourself. And if you want to have support in this process, then you can book a coaching with me, a one-on-one coaching, and you can write me an email. I put my email in the description box, because it can sometimes be very helpful if we are not alone in this process. This can also help us to feel safer if we allow ourselves to be seen more publicly.